Uh, Thank you all for gathering here today. We have come to celebrate a beautiful life, a beautiful soul who was with us for many years. We have people, many of us joining online. We have people from our Karnataka office, the Poche Foundation office, the team from Karnataka, from Bangalore and Dharwad. And here in Kerala, we have the team physically present. We have his family and well wishes, and a lot of people joining us on YouTube also. So we are slowly be starting this memorial service. We are just waiting for another 5 minutes, and after 5 minutes, we'll be starting.
Sorry, friends, the way you all wait.
Yes. So once again, thank you all for coming. We are here today to celebrate the life of Mr. Gopal Mahalingam. At least for it, as Fourth Foundation, he has been someone who has been right from the inception, holding hands with us, keeping the entire team safe. Like since yesterday afternoon, I've been trying to reminisce all my memories. I remember 5 years back when I just joined Fourth Foundation as an intern, and in the same office, when I walked down to the same office, Gopalji was the first person I saw. And for people here who walked in, you could see always when they come to Port Dave's office, there is this huge garden right now. And the day when I walked in, it was just small saplings, and this office had just four chairs and a table. And that is pretty much the journey for the project window office, which is here in uh, Kochi. And since that day till last week, I have never seen project vendor office without Gopalji, and I can't think of Fourth Foundation without Gopalji. Like since yesterday, all of us have been sharing different memories we have had with him, and for me, there are a lot of things which stands out. One is that you can't feel safer anywhere else like you feel safe with Gopalji. From the day one, any new person who joins this team, the one thing I tell them is that if anything is making you feel uncomfortable, if you ever feel unsafe, there is one person you can always speak to in this office, and that is Gopalji. Even for us, like he was a man of adventures. Every time we traveled together, 3 years back we went to Hampi and we went to climb the Anjanadri Hills. It's a beautiful sunset spot, but we had to climb 600 odd stairs to reach the top. Left alone, Gopalji would be the first person to reach the mountain peak. But he will always walk in the end, ensuring that every last person in the team is reaching the top. He will not let a single soul fall behind. He always walked in the end to hold. Whenever we get that, he literally used to hold our hands and help us climb those 600 stairs. And to that, to any of us falling sick in this office, the first person who will know is Gopalji. And the first person who tells the remedies also, right from making your homemade confessions to taking you to hospital, the one person who was there through all the thick and thin of an organization. And we have just gathered here today to share those memories which we have often. So the team would also like to, and his family is here, which has been very dear and close to his family, and they have their own stories and the known life of Gopalji, which probably we all don't. And we just thought we'll all just come together today. And from day one, or at least in the past 1 year, even when I lost my dear friend, Gopalji's take on life and death is very beautiful. He was a man who was more curious about what is happening outside the world, what's happening in the space. If you could see Gopalji's library, there is so much of books about the cosmics and so much of books about what happens in the outside world. And he was very curious about it. And yesterday, one thing which helped a lot of us console ourselves or feel content is the fact that probably yesterday he found the answers for all those endless questions, all those late nights, all the books he read, trying to understand about the cosmics. And probably he's right now in a very happy space knowing answers to all the endless questions he had. So slowly as we enter, we have kept some flower petals. So the people who have gathered here, you could come friend and put some flowers for Gopalji and respect him in honest manner.
Not at all.
We tried brainstorming a lot and we couldn't see any better way to honor him than flowers for a man who spent his lifetime speaking and nurturing plants. We have a particular plant in this garden. He searched for almost for 6, 7 months and finally found it placed it in our garden. And it grew for 2 years and it refused to bear any flowers. And Gopalji is someone who spoke to every tree and every bird which came here. And one of the days when he went and spoke to the tree and said that I'm giving you a week's time to bear flowers or if you're leaving the garden. And within a week, the flowers started blooming. And till today, there hasn't been a single day that that plant was without any flower. And that's when we thought there's no better way to honor Gopalji and his memories than with flowers. And I hope a lot of us also have a lot of such memories about Gopalji which you would like to share. So I invite the family members and the friends, even the people who have joined us online, to share with us any experience, any memories you have of Gopalji as we take this forward.
I would rather the speak first than me, please.
He might speak in Malayalam, I'll help translate in English for everyone.
You understand Malayalam, don't we? I
We
do.
understand Malayalam.
You all understand Malayalam.
തന്നെ വിളിക്കണ്ടായിരുന്നു എനിക്ക് ശരിക്കും എന്താ പറയുക ഞാൻ 4 വർഷം ഒരു ഫാദറിന്റെ ഫ്രണ്ട് കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ളൊരു മോളെ പോലെ എന്നെ പഠിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട് ഇത് മനസ്സിലാക്കിയിട്ടുണ്ട് ഇത് സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട് ഞാൻ ലൈഫിൽ ഭയങ്കര ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുള്ള സിറ്റുവേഷനുകൾ കടന്നു പോകുമ്പോൾ എന്നെ പിടിച്ചിട്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞ കുറെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ പറഞ്ഞു എങ്ങനെ ലൈഫിനെ കാണണം എങ്ങനെ ഡീൽ ചെയ്യണം എങ്ങനെ ബന്ധത്തിനെ മാനേജ് ചെയ്യണം ഇതൊക്കെ പഠിപ്പിച്ച മനുഷ്യനാണ് ഓൾവേസ് മാതൃകയാക്കി ഓൾവേസ് സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്ത് കൂടെ നിന്ന് ഒരു അപ്പനെ പോലെ കയ്യിൽ പിടിച്ചിരുന്ന വ്യക്തി തന്നെയാണ് ഇതിൽ കൂടുതൽ എന്താ പറയുന്നത് അവർക്ക് ആരായിരുന്നു ചോദിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ പറയാനും അറിയില്ല എനിക്കറിയാം പക്ഷേ സ്പേസ് ഓക്യുപ്പൈഡ് എന്താണെന്നുള്ള പിന്നീട് പോലെ റിയലൈസ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട് സ്പേസ് എന്താണെന്നുള്ളത് ഇന്നലെ പൊതുവെ റിയലൈസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് അക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുന്നുണ്ട് പക്ഷേ സ്ത്രീകൾ എനിക്ക് കാണുന്നത് ഗവൺമെന്റ് ചേർന്ന് ചിരിച്ച് ഇരിക്കുന്ന ഗവൺമെന്റിന്റെ മുഖമാണ് എന്റെ മനസ്സിൽ അത് മാത്രമേ താങ്ക് യു ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു മനുഷ്യരുടെ ലൈഫിലുണ്ടായത് ഒത്തിരി ഗോപാൽജിയെ കുറിച്ച് പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഒരുപാട് കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഇങ്ങനെ ഓർമ്മയിൽ കിടക്കുന്നുണ്ട് ഏതാണ് സോർട്ട് ചെയ്ത് പറയേണ്ടതെന്നൊന്നും ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് അറിയത്തില്ല എല്ലാവർക്കും ഇവിടെ അങ്ങനെ തന്നെയാണ് ഗോപാൽജി വെച്ച് കഴിയുമ്പോൾ ഭയങ്കര ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് എപ്പോഴും കണ്ട് പഠിക്കാൻ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഗോപാൽജിയുടെ ഓർമ്മകളല്ല. ഞങ്ങൾ ഇനി അങ്ങോട്ട് പോകുമ്പോഴാണെങ്കിലും ഞങ്ങളുടെ ലൈഫിൽ ഓരോ പാർട്ടെത്തുമ്പോഴും ഗോപാൽജി ഓരോ സിഗ്നേച്ചർ ഇട്ടുന്നുണ്ട്. ഇങ്ങനെ ആയിരിക്കണം നിങ്ങളുടെ ലൈഫ്. ഇവിടെ ഇങ്ങനെ ഓരോരുത്തരുടെ ലൈഫിലൂടെ ഗോപാൽജി കടന്നുപോയി. അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു വ്യക്തിയായിരുന്നു. പിന്നെന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഗോപാൽജിക്ക് അറിയാം, സ്വന്തമായിട്ട് അറിയാം ഞാൻ എന്താണെന്ന്. ഗോപാൽജിക്ക് തന്നെ അറിയാം. ഞങ്ങളെ പഠിപ്പിക്കും നിങ്ങൾ എന്താണെന്ന് എങ്ങനെ തിരിച്ചറിയണം ഞങ്ങളെ പഠിപ്പിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട് ഗോപാൽജി. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇപ്പൊ റീസെന്റ് ആയിട്ടൊക്കെ ഒരു എന്റെയൊക്കെ ലൈഫിലാണെങ്കിൽ മാരേജിനെ കുറിച്ചും അതെ എന്തുകൊണ്ട് നീ ഇത്രയും അതിന് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് കൊടുക്കണം എന്നൊക്കെ ക്ലിയർ ആയിട്ട് റീസെന്റ് ആയിട്ട് പോലും ഒരു 1 മന്തിന് മുമ്പ് ഞങ്ങൾ ഭയങ്കരമായിട്ട് വഴക്കിടുന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഗോപാലിന്റെ വേറെ പ്രത്യേകതയാണ്, നമ്മളിപ്പം നല്ല രീതിയിൽ ഞങ്ങളെ വഴക്ക് പറയും. ഞങ്ങളിപ്പം ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് എങ്ങനെയാണ് അത്രയും ഫ്രീഡം തരുന്നുണ്ട്. അങ്ങനെ ഒരു വ്യക്തിത്വമാണ്. നല്ല രീതിയിൽ വഴക്കിടാൻ ഫ്രീഡം തരും. അതേ രീതിയിൽ ഇപ്പൊ ഒരു വഴക്കിട്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അകത്ത് കയറി തിരിച്ചു വന്ന് ഗോപാൽജി ഞങ്ങൾ തിരിച്ചു വന്നിട്ട് ഗോപാൽജി അടുത്ത് വഴക്കൊക്കെ ഇട്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് തിരികെ വന്ന് ഗോപാൽജി ഫുഡ് കഴിച്ചോ ചോദിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അതോട് തീരും ഗോപാൽജിയുടെ ആ വഴക്ക്. ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് നല്ല രീതിയിൽ മിസ്സല്ല ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഗോപാൽജിയുടെ ഞങ്ങളുടെ ലൈഫിലേക്ക് പോകുമ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങളുടെ ലൈഫിൽ ഗോപാൽജി ഉണ്ടാവും. അതിനുള്ള ഗോപാൽജി ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. അങ്ങനെയാണ്.
നമുക്കെല്ലാവർക്കും അറിയാം, എല്ലാവരും ഒരു കൂട്ടാനും ചേർത്ത് പിടിക്കാനും കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ എല്ലാം നല്ല എല്ലാ കാര്യം ചെയ്യാൻ ഒരിക്കലും ഭയങ്കര ഇഷ്ടമുള്ള ഒരാളാണ്. ഇപ്പൊ നമുക്കറിയാം ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ ആയിട്ട് അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഈ ക്ലാസ് സമയങ്ങളൊക്കെ എനിക്ക് ഗോപാലത്തിന്റെ വീട്ടില് താമസിക്കാനായിട്ടൊരു ഭാഗ്യം കിട്ടിയാണ്. കാര്യം ഗോപാലിന്റെ നമുക്ക് ചെറിയ കാര്യങ്ങളോ വലിയ കാര്യങ്ങളോ അത് വെച്ചേക്കണം. നമുക്ക് ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ ആയിട്ട് വെച്ചേക്കണം. നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റും. അതുപോലെ നമ്മളെല്ലാവരും ഇങ്ങനെ ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ ആയിട്ട് ഓരോ കാര്യങ്ങൾ അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്ത് എല്ലാം ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. തീർച്ചയായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് കൂടുതൽ ലൈഫ് തന്നെ തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഓരോരുത്തരുടെ ലൈഫ് അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ആൾക്ക് പെട്ടെന്ന് ഒരു നാളെ പോയ പോലെ നമ്മളടുത്ത് പറയാതെ നമ്മൾ വിചാരിച്ചില്ല, പറ്റിയില്ല. തിരിച്ചു വരാനുള്ള ഭയങ്കര ആഗ്രഹമാണ്. പക്ഷെ സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോഴും എന്തോ അറിഞ്ഞിരുന്ന പോലെയാണ്, അറിയാവുന്ന പോലെയാണ് എല്ലാം ശരിയാണ്. നല്ലൊരു എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ്, നല്ലൊരു ഗൈഡൻസും കാര്യങ്ങളും പേഴ്സണലായിട്ട് എനിക്ക് കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഈ നിമിഷം നന്ദി പറയാനാണ് ഈ അനുഭവങ്ങൾ ഷെയർ ചെയ്ത് കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നത്.
ആഘോഷമായി കൊടുത്തില്ല. അപ്പോ പുള്ളി ലൈഫില് ഏറ്റവും നന്നായിട്ട് പഠിപ്പിച്ച് തന്നൊരു ഏറ്റവും വലിയ കാര്യം എന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇപ്പൊ നമുക്കറിയാം ഇവിടെ എന്ത് ഇവിടെ നിങ്ങൾ എന്തൊക്കെ കാരണം ഉണ്ടെങ്കിലും അത് പുള്ളിയുടെ ഒരു കഴിവുകൊണ്ടും അധ്വാനം കൊണ്ടും മാത്രമാണ് ഈ ഓഫീസ് ഈ ഒരു നിലയിലേക്ക് നിൽക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ നമ്മ ആദ്യ കാലത്തൊക്കെ വരുന്നത് കാണുമ്പോൾ ഒരാള് പറഞ്ഞില്ലെങ്കിൽ കാലത്ത് ഗോപാൽജി ചൂടുകൊണ്ട് അടിച്ച് വാരണ കണ്ടിട്ടാണ് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ആ ഓഫീസിലേക്ക് കയറി വരുന്നത്. ചെയ്യുന്നവരെ ഗോപാൽജി ചെയ്യാറുണ്ടാവും. അപ്പൊ വന്ന കാര്യങ്ങളിലൊക്കെ ഞാൻ ചോദിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്, ഗോപാൽജി എന്തിനാണ് ഈ ക്ലീനിങ് ഒക്കെ ഗോപാൽജി ചെയ്യേണ്ട ഒരു ആവശ്യമുണ്ടോ ഗോപാൽജി? അപ്പൊ അദ്ദേഹം എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞൊരു കാര്യമുണ്ട്, ഇതിന് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നതിനല്ല, നമ്മൾ അത് എങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യുന്നതിലാണ് കാര്യം. നമ്മൾ ഏത് സ്ഥാനത്തിരുന്നോട്ടെ, ഏത് പദവിയിലിരുന്നോട്ടെ, നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യുന്നത് മനസ്സർപ്പിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്താലും അതിനുള്ളൊരു ഗുണം നമ്മുടെ ഓരോരുത്തരുടെ ലൈഫിലേക്ക് എത്തിച്ചേർത്തു എന്ന് അദ്ദേഹം പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. അത് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ജീവിതം കൊണ്ട് തന്നെ അദ്ദേഹം തെളിയിച്ചൊരു വലിയൊരു മനുഷ്യനാണ്. അപ്പോൾ നല്ലൊരു പാഠം ഞങ്ങൾ എല്ലാ കോഴ്സുകളിൽ പഠിപ്പിച്ചതിന് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് വലിയൊരു നന്ദി പറയുകയാണ്. I don't know speak to my favorite wife, so I've known him for 8 years. First time I met him was in a conference. Something happened. Spoke. The relationship grew. As it grew, I always took him as a father figure. We spoke about, in the initial days, we spoke about when the project of the foundation was incomplete. And it grew to topics like politics, religion, and looking under the sky, we had a chance to discuss. And he initially took me under his wing. I don't know how many of you know this, or how many of you will know, but he really took me under his wing. Raised my consciousness from the state where I was in the state. Good office, wherever I am today. I just don't know, man. I just don't know. Ever in my life, ever, I'm certain about it, it's never going to happen. Full of life, full of spirit, full of energy. First time when I was in Kochi, to help him out, never got tired. I don't know if someone understands this. Feeling you cannot back out of your life. No matter what happens, you can just take away or before the name, you might go through. For something like this, I have a father, I have still there. But something about him cannot be put into words. Let's see what the other side, man. I hope you get a good transition. You always spoke about that, always. and probably you might think it's weird. You always spoke about adoption and so many other things. Today, when it actually happened yesterday, but, I think we're all very lucky. I think I speak for myself. I'm very lucky to have a person in my life and to experience life with the best. We hope that he may or he may be the transition.
ഞാൻ പ്രോജക്റ്റ് വേണ്ടി വൺ ഇയർ 2 months ആവുന്നുണ്ട്. And I had only very little time with Gopal. I joined the like online mode. And from Jan to April, we had and again thought about it. പക്ഷെ ആ 4 months ഞാൻ ആളെ ശരിക്കും മനസ്സിലാക്കി. ഇപ്പോൾ I could understand him better. ആളുടെ ഫസ്റ്റ് ഇന്റർവ്യൂവിൽ തന്നെ വേറെ ഒരു എന്താ പറയുക വൈബുള്ള മനുഷ്യൻ, അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു മനുഷ്യൻ. എനിക്ക് ആളുടെ കെയറിനെ പറ്റി പറയാം. നമുക്കിപ്പോ നമ്മളൊരു സിക്ക് ലീവ് എടുക്കുകയോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടായിട്ട് ഗോപാച്ചി വിളിക്കാം, ഗോപാച്ചി എനിക്ക് ലീവ് വേണം, ആദ്യം ചോദിക്കും എന്താ പറ്റിയ. അത് സിക്നെസ് ആണെങ്കിൽ ഫോളോ ചെയ്താൽ ഒരു ദിവസം ചോദിക്കാൻ അത് ആരോടാണെങ്കിലും എപ്പോഴാണെങ്കിലും വേറെ എന്തെങ്കിലും പേഴ്സണൽ ഇഷ്യൂസ് ആണോ ചോദിക്കും. ഇഷ്യൂ എന്താണെന്നല്ല, അത് നമ്മൾ അതിന് എങ്ങനെയാണ് പകുതി ഹാപ്പി അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഹോപ്പ് തരുന്നത്. നിങ്ങൾക്കൊരു ദിവസം വരും എനിക്ക് ഔട്ട് ഓഫ് അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു മെസ്സേജ് തരുവാണ്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ അത് ഇൻസിഡന്റ് എനിക്ക് പേഴ്സണലി രണ്ടെണ്ണം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഒന്ന് ടച്ച് ചെയ്ത കാര്യം, we had a trip planned in the month of April. എന്റെ വീട്ടിൽ സമ്മതിച്ചില്ല. മൈ പേരൻസ് പോകണ്ട. ആളെന്റെ അടുത്ത് കുറെ പറഞ്ഞു, ഞാൻ വിളിക്കട്ടെ അമ്മയുടെ വീട്ടിൽ. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു വേണ്ട ഗോപാച്ചേട്ടൻ മോൻ ഇപ്പൊ മെസ്സോട്ടാ. അത് ആളെന്റെ അടുത്ത് വന്നിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞു എന്താന്ന് ഐ ക്യാൻ അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ്. ഇത്രയും ഒരു കുട്ടിയായ ഒരു മകളുടെ പപ്പയ്ക്ക് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അമ്മയ്ക്ക് എന്തോരം ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുണ്ടാവും എന്നുള്ളത് ഐ ക്യാൻ അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഐ ക്യാൻ സ്പീക്ക് ടു ദം. ഞാൻ അഷ്യൂർ ചെയ്യാം സേഫ്റ്റി ഉണ്ട് എന്നുള്ളത്. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ കൊണ്ടുപോയിട്ട് ഞങ്ങൾ കൊണ്ടുപോയി തിരിച്ചിവിടെ എത്തിക്കുന്ന സേഫ്റ്റി ഞാൻ അഷ്യൂർ ചെയ്ത് കൊടുക്കാം. പക്ഷെ അപ്പോഴും ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞില്ല ഗോപാൽ, എനിക്ക് പേടിയായിട്ടാണ്. ലൈക്ക് ഐ ഡോണ്ട് വാണ്ട് ടു മേക്ക് ഇറ്റ് എ മെസ്. അത് വാസ് വൺ ലൈക്ക് ഭയങ്കര ഒരു ഫാദർലി കെയർ ആണ്, ആ ഒരു ലവാണ്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ തീരുമാനം. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എവറി ഡേ ഐ സിറ്റ് ജസ്റ്റ് ഇൻ ഫ്രണ്ട് ഓഫ് ഹൻജിയും ഗോപാൽജിയുമായിട്ടാണ് എപ്പോഴും ഇരിക്കാറ്. അപ്പൊ ഞാൻ ഇടയ്ക്കിങ്ങനെ ചെല്ലും, ഗോപാൽജി ചോക്ലേറ്റ് എന്തെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ ആയിട്ട് ഞാൻ ചോദിക്കും. And when they buy something, they call me. You want something to eat? അങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് ഒരു എന്താ പറയാ ഒരു ഫ്രീഡം ആയിരുന്നു ആളുകളുണ്ടാകും. And another incident, നമ്മുടെ ഇവിടുന്ന് ലീവ് ചെയ്ത് പോയ ഒരാളാണ്, ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് റിസൈൻ ചെയ്ത് പോയ ഒരാള് അഡ്മിറ്റഡ് ഇൻ ടു എ ഹോസ്പിറ്റൽ. And I come to know about it. അത് പറഞ്ഞു ഗോപാൽജി വാസ് സെൻഡിങ് മീ മെസ്സേജ് ടു കണക്ട് വിത്ത് ഇങ്ങനെയാണ് ചെയ്ത് കൊടുക്കുന്നത്, എങ്ങനെയെങ്കിലും ഇങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യുന്ന റെമഡീസ് വന്നാലും കുറെ റെമഡീസും എല്ലാം ഏത് കാര്യത്തിലും ആളുടെ മാക്സിമം ആൾ ഒരാളെ ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്ന കെയർ സെക്യൂർ ആക്കാനായിട്ടാണ് ട്രൈ ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളത്. പേരന്റേത് ഇപ്പോ ലാസ്റ്റ് ആള് ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് ലീവ് പോയി. അപ്പോഴുള്ള ഇവർക്ക് യൂസ് സിക്ക് ആളുടെ ഫ്രഷ്നെസ് ലൈക്ക് അവർ ഗ്രീൻ ടീഷർട്ട് that had the pants, the bag. It's there, like, Anna smiling and fresh face. Other full travel, good morning, Gopal. Very good morning, Kanna. അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു വാക്കുകൾ കിട്ടുമ്പോൾ ഭയങ്കര ഒരു പോസിറ്റീവ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു എനർജിയാണ് നമ്മൾ ആൻഡ് പ്രോജക്റ്റ് വേണ്ടാന്ന് മാത്രമല്ല ഇൻഡിവിജ്വൽ ഇവിടെ ഇരിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാവർക്കും ഗോപാൽജിക്ക് ഒരു സ്പേസ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു ആളുടെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ എന്താണെന്ന് നമുക്കറിയണ്ടാവില്ല but then he had some calculation about his life and how to work on it. അപ്പോ പ്രോജക്റ്റ് വേണ്ട പോലെ തന്നെ നമ്മൾ ഓരോരുത്തരും അത് കുറച്ച് നാളുണ്ടായി എനിക്ക് വരെ അത് ഫീൽ ചെയ്യുമെങ്കിലും ഐ ക്യാൻ അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് ഈ ലോങ് ഇയേഴ്സ് കൂടെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്ന എല്ലാവർക്കും ഫീൽ ചെയ്യാൻ ആർക്ക് പറ്റുന്നു മറക്കാൻ പറ്റാത്ത
And for the first sharing, like I said, few of them from Karnataka is also listening. Just to sum up what most of the people have been sharing here. Probably we all got to meet Gopalji only in the later stage of his life, and for all of us, in the end of the day, he was a father here. Right from telling us why we should get married to taking care of us every time we felt sick. I live alone away from my home, and every time, even if it's a small fever, I was probably constantly checking every day. Did you do this? Did you do that? Did you drink this? Did you not do this? Did you see the doctor? And everybody has a wonderful experience in journeys, especially when it's like small things like I'm just loaded with the wonderful memories. When we joined this office, we were a small team, and every Wednesday is an exciting day for us because Wednesdays are the days Gopalji used to go out for shopping for office. And every Wednesday when Gopalji went to Lulu, he always came back either with a cake or with a tender coconut ice cream. And like every other kid, we used to stay excitedly wait on Wednesdays when Gopalji goes out for shopping. And even now, like one person in the office has to call him and say, Gopalji, I'm hungry, can you get us something? He'll come with 3-4 bags full of food saying, I didn't know what to get, so I got 2 of everything. And that was the father figure we all got to travel in. All of this loss is personal for all of us here, mainly because of that. He wasn't just any other admin or he wasn't just any other HR. He was probably this should be the book. This should how HR should be. This is how admin should be, and this is how a human being should be. That is what Gopalji he stood as a role model for all of us. And I would also like to invite the people who have joined us online. If you would like to share any of your moments and experiences, please do unmute yourself and you're free to share it.
Dasha, can you hear me? I don't know whether the team can hear me. Ranjana here. Give me a thumbs up.
We can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. For me, my association with Gopal is not just with Fourth Wave, it's much before that. And when me and Rishi and a friend of ours, Shishir, we visited them with Radhi and Nandu. And that warmth has been there even now for me. Every single thing, even our visit to Chennai was new. He ensured, he told us what needs to be done, what need not be done, or what it is. And before Fourth Wave, it was more about the tourism factor and what it was at Anegundi, the story of Anegundi, what it has been, how it has been. And the journey started from then. And then even at Fourth Wave for me, I think not just for me, for all of us, he's been a father figure, extremely protective, caring, and when I call him, one thing I always look forward to listen to him. Here is that word, Yanama, Karna. These words always comes out in some form for me, and he'll always ensure that there is more. you know, that there is solution to all the problems, whatever we are having, you know, even it could be simple thing. He had different takes and opinions how and come to a conclusion. Your Humpy trip, he was extremely worried. He didn't want the driver to drive in the night because of the safety for the driver and for the team. And he was awake throughout the night. And how meticulously he went on planning every single, you know, I think the everything, there is Gopal everywhere. So, Gopal, wherever you are, I'm sure you will continue to give us your blessings and protect us. Ah,
If anyone else would like to share, please.
Uh, shall I? Wait, sorry, Darshan.
yeah, Ram.
Actually, I have 3 best friends in my life. Always, I used to share whatever happening in Anagundi, around Anagundi village. One of my friend called his name is Frederick, and one more friend, she stays in France. Her name is Natali. One more friend, he's the only Gopal. Whatever happening in Anagundi, whatever thing, if rain comes, not comes, river is full, our work is going like this, I am like this. Always I am sharing with him. Just 15 days back, 15 days back, I spoke with him. He was planning to come in January. We talked more about we will plan here and there. We will go by bike to Hampi and around Anagundi. We planned many things. And even I want to tell one thing. When I met him in Dharwad, I learned many things from him. Mainly, we went to shop to buy a water for office purpose. We bought some water bottles, and suddenly I asked him, Gopal sir, I'm thirsty. Please, can you give me a bottle of water? He gave me one bottle of water. I drank, and he take 2 bills, one for the office, one for his personal. Why you are taking 2 bills? I asked him. He told, now is 5 o'clock, office time is over. So this is my personal. I'm giving you my personal water. So this is how he was working. I learned many things from him. Really, I'm not going to say I miss you, but I lost a best and very good friend. Thank you.
Anybody else?
I think Basu wanted to speak. Basu?
Hi, Darshan, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, hi, Shine here. I've known Gopal sir for the last few years through Ranjana and Chait and few others. And I think I fondly remember I've had multiple conversations right from like what we just spoke about the bills to how meticulous he is in terms of planning and food and so on and so forth. Every time I hang out, I know Gopal sir would always be around to ensure that the bills are all in place. But one thing that I fondly and will always remember and cherish is his amazing style and that fedora hat. We've kept talking about it, and there's so many conversations around the hat. I just had met up with a few friends sometime last month, and we were talking about a fedora hat. A good friend of mine was wearing one, and I told him, I said, as much as this looks so good, you can never beat Gopal's style in the fedora hat, and I mean, this is a fitting way of how I would always remember. It's really unfortunate we planned. I've always told him that, we'll go out shopping for fedora hats and buy many more colors. And, I would also sport one. Unfortunately, I don't think we can right now. I couldn't have that happen, but I will always remember and cherish this memory. And, I would always remember as Gopalji as the most smartest person in a fedora hat. So goodbye to you, sir.
This is Sumaya. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, my first meeting with Gopal sir is conducting an internal audit for Nanagushale. That is like for me also, it's the first time conducting audit and doing something new. From then onwards, he is like a role model for me for any work we do. How meticulously we should do, how should we take points as some, how should not miss anything in any work we do. How the way he planned everything, the way he kept inventories and each and everything. Maybe it's a small refill, small pencil. For that also he kept inventories and he has everything in place. I used to remember my grandpa whenever I met him because he was as principled as my grandpa. So that working style, that taking care of everybody. I still remember once in Gangavati we were taking a training and I fell sick. He made sure that I get some tender coconut, and I was comfortable with my journey and everything. So those things, small things, very small things. It's really touching, and especially his working style. Hats off to him. Without him, I'm not very much in contact with him while working, but I always used to look up to him, like how he is working, what is his style, how he plans. From like staying away from him, looking at his style. So many things I changed in myself, like how it should be, how organized it should be. So these are the memories with me. It's really very sad days today, very, very sad. Gopal ji, wherever you are, I know we will be happy that we all learned something from you and we will continue the same thing in future also. Goodbye, sir.
I don't know what to say because there are a lot of things. One of the most important qualities I found in Gopalji is that he's the most trustworthy person. If we give him 1 rupee, you can be sure of the fact that he will never we could half of the time Dan and me would never come to the office or we would go for because body is he could actually leave everything to him. He was so much trustworthy and he would then at the end come and tell also what but he will come and tell and he had very correct observations of all the people who was under him. About every one of you, he would come and tell certain things. He would say, okay, this person is not going through good stuff. So he knew you all very, very personally, more than you all can imagine actually, more than you all can expect. And he would, though, and like many of you are saying, though he would fight with you, when he comes to us, he will stand up for you. He would defend you. He will, but for him, I think life, trustworthiness, justice was very important. That whatever we do, we should do with full heart. Gopalji, very retailer, you can be sure, even if it's a small battery to something that is worth maybe crores of rupees, you have to just tell him once. I have never had to remind Gopalji of anything. ഒരു പ്രാവശ്യം പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി. He will make sure, and he's a I often remember having a nice conversation with you. If it's to buy a battery and the shop over here sells it to you 50 paise more, he will not buy from here. He will go some other place and get there. And then I have to say, but Gopal, you are spending your money to go there. He said, that is my money, ma. But the money that has come for the organization has to be spent. So I don't know, he's such. We were discussing the other day. How will or what can we do to fill a gap? It's not possible. Nobody else can take his place. Nobody else will, at least in our eyes, rise up to what Gopalji has done. And for him, I always say that for him, Fourthway Foundation was more than just an organization. Fourthway Foundation was something that he cherished. And maybe like a child, he carried because he has seen the growth. He has seen the difficult times. He has seen the times when we were planning to close. And he has also seen the times when there was enough to give everyone. But he was there, and I'm sure he will be there. Gopalji will not leave Fourthway Foundation because all the lessons that we learned from him will be something that we carry on. All the things, even we are very scared when we spend something from our pocket because Gopalji and Hakim will ultimately ask the bill. He doesn't care who. He will make sure that. Then, for example, whenever there was a holiday, we don't have to check the calendar. We just have to tell Gopalji, what do you think? And he will come up with a very beautiful solution for also. Someone who, I have not seen anyone who carried an organization like a baby, like their own. The organizations are actually very impersonal. I come work here, I go. But for him, this was very, very personal. The way, I don't know if any one of you have seen this place when he rented it. Today, if the house owner comes here and gives for rent, he will get double the rent because Gopalji made this place so beautiful. When we took this, there was termites, there were so many things, and he was the only person who actually stood in even the last, because we were reopening, he spent the last few days actually staying back late over here to clean this place, get the person, and he will not only just get 5 people and clean, he will walk behind them. He will say, see, look at that corner, look at this place. And I don't know, like the other day we were just having fun and saying that every intern who comes to Project Venda, one of their job is to put stickers on the tables and chairs over here. Gopalji has done that in our lives. He has put a sticker, he has put a mark in our lives. And for me, he may have physically gone, but he will be there with us because what he has taught us, I don't think we will ever, I don't know how we will find someone who can take his place, to whom I can just call and say, Gopalji, please take care. And you don't have to look back. We know it is. You don't have to check again. It is done. It is so much of trust and confidence. And for me, I think most importantly, like all of you said, he looked upon us as people, not as employees, not as someone who works over here. Even for Murugan Chetan, he was very sad. The person who brings tea when Corona started, his biggest concern was, oh my God, what will his life actually? Who is he? He is typically, we will not be bothered. He's typically someone who just brings tea for us, but he's worried about his livelihood. How will he, when one person leaves the office, he's very worried. Did you get another job? Are you leaving because you got another job, or if not, then stay back till you get another? So for him, everyone was very personal. He took care of everyone, and he knew, in a way, to be very speaking differently, he knew all of our pulse very well and how to talk to different people. For some, he would raise his voice, and for some, he will be very gentle and soft. So, someone who has, for me, I would say, been the epitome of what we call a human being. Not just with one quality, not just with the other quality, but someone whom we can actually look up to, and no matter what situation you are in, you come into the office and then once he gives this, is actually enough. He need not say much. That smile is, yes, we will miss him, but he is with us. He will not leave us. And you should have seen the messages that Diana got yesterday from people who left the office. And I was checking all the old messages Gopalji has sent. So I don't know. Even the way he speaks to everyone, not a single ounce of disrespect to anyone, even the person who comes, who stands outside and who never comes, the amount of respect he gives people, the way he addresses them. I've not seen anyone who do that for everyone. You may respect certain groups of people, but for Gopalji, everyone was. Thank you.
Anju, you can speak.
We miss you, Gopal. I don't know what to say, but it is very heavy-hearted to speak about Gopal. I met him in Anegundi, like after 20 years back. We had a good relation with Radhika and Gopal. And Diana also there at that time. We had a good experience, four of us, because Radhika and Gopal, they want to know about Anegundi and Hampi history, all those things, They came to study and research. I was very admire and Radhika and Gopal and their work. Very sincerely, they are working. And they are very taking care, their child. When Diana was there, and I am also there in cottages. Even Radhika also making food, and she's servicing us, and he's also explaining his wife how she is cooking. All those things, very small things. They are very good to explain. So that I learned from both of them. Always he admires my mother. When she was here, he met him, my mother and Radhika and Diana, Gopal. They are always they are talking like 3-4 hours in a day. So always I'm watching, but I'm not talking too much with them. I am very attached with, Radhika and Gopal. Suddenly yesterday, there is no Gopal. I thought, I didn't speak much in even in phone also. But whenever we met in Anegundi or in Kochi, always used to talk about his wife, his daughter Nandini, and Diana. He is very affectionate with Diana, and he's always talking about Diana's work. He want to help her, Diana. She is very hardworking. Many people, they are taking advantages sometimes. I have to help Diana. That way he is always thinking about Diana. Many things we share with us, his family, and his father, mother's family, and total what he had a bad experience, good experience, and when he was working in a bank, and all those things he shared us. I thought, where is a good people, sincere people, there is no place for, sometimes we find difficulty because that uh, community we have, because sincere, there is no work for them. So I don't know, all those things I have in my mind when Gopal talks. He is very intelligent person, and he is very taking care of the place or work, is taking responsibility very easily. Nobody, is not waiting for anyone to say, saying him. He is looking the problems he is easily involving the in the subject. Um, and he loves our place. Anegundi always is asking, how is a river is, um, uh, when is the river is high. He had some experience on that time. He's always talking about. And I used to tell Gopal that when you are getting retired, you come to Anegundi. You can taught us English, good English. We don't know how to speak in English. So always he used to tell that, yeah, Diana has to find one place for us. If we find it easy, we can come. I can come definitely when I'm getting retired, old, and these things. Always he's laughing and he's telling him. Yesterday I went to Raja Ramdev Raya, that Gopal is admires very much Radhika and the Gopal. When I told to Raja Ramdev Raya, he was so sad. He told me that 1 week back I thought about Radhika and Gopal, and he told that when he's talking, always I'm thinking that people is dying. I don't know why. He told. He sent condolence to Gopal and Radhika. I think especially Diana, she won't find this kind of person in her life. Yeah, this is it.
Everything is not right. But I don't know what to say. All of you know, I'm sorry. But if I don't stand in name here, no, complete. Like I feel 20 years with Gopal, like this special, even somebody who's 1 year old, it mental feels it. That's how special he was. I'm trying to think of all the good things that will make us laugh. We've been trying to do that and there's enough. he was happy. There's lots of, like you said, things beyond us, beyond our lives, beyond the skies. All of that when he spoken to us, that he also thinking. The love that we shared with Nundu and Ravi was immense. There was not a day, I didn't give enough time is the truth, but there was not a day that we would meet and not say your both names because either I'm inquiring or you say something about your soul. Life is not easy on all of us. I've seen it with my own, with my parents, with my life. A very crucial time, like Arju said, both of you stepped in. He sent me last October 15th, Gopal sent me a snapshot of my wedding card. I suffered last night on my phone, I couldn't speak, so I was checking and October 15th, he said that. And he said, I don't know why I'm doing this, but this is something you might also know. Actually, I don't have my wedding card. He sent me a snapshot, but then I had written on the cover, Radhika, you are important. The weekend, please come and bless me. And they both came. It was something very special. And like all of you are saying, a father figure, I think he was that to me. All of you have seen it. And in the office, behind closed doors, we've had enough of fights. Because he's fighting for all of you. Or I am fighting for you, and he has a reason why I should take those decisions. But yesterday night on the phone, I said, Robin, another, you're the latest. I thought it's such a beautiful repository of feedback of all of your personality. Because he writes to me, arguing for all of you, like this is said. Starting from Gavin. Gavin is on the call here today. He's one of the first employees. Donna. I have messages on my phone as old as 4 years, 3 years that's talking about people and their goodness. It's impossible for one man to have so many lives. And he always said, you made it possible for me. That's something that I'd be proud of. That he joined this mothership. And he touched all our lives. And he kept saying, I have so many children. It's impossible to not be true and fair to all of them. So, we're just happy. We're just happy we share our lives with God. Thank you, Radhi, for that. For bringing him in. Auntie and letting him with us. So, he's been too important in my life. Like CC said, irreplaceable loss. Place won't be like the whole without it. We would make it special. We need flowers for us. Office flowers when we got back. What's most painful was even before Corona hit the country, he was very angry with me. But there was a team who was doing field visits and we were doing the Chelan house survey. We had such a huge argument that I was sending you out to risky zones without protection, and we had not heard of Corona then. Gopal, let the country decide, let the state decide on it. Let them come out with something I'll do what's right. He said, you guys don't know what a pandemic looks like. And I went to Vienna, and before I came to office, because the country shut down, and he was worried if I was safe. So many of you who really don't know Gopal in his flame and fire. Many of you who know him, I think all of you who know him will not forget. But what is the saddest is that we lost him to the very thing that he kept us safe from. He was so angry with me, and he kept closing the office. He said, "No, the kids need to be safe. You're not making this slow." And every time we decided to open office, we would stand and clean it up, and we would lose mates come and go. Like Jitin said, there are days that he would just sleep and we all would join him because it's our place. That kind of leadership we will never see again. We will never see in our life. And even we just opened recently, and I'm just sad that he caught his fever because he was feeling this way. He would go there, it would rain. And when I met him last, I met him on the 21st. He said this, I will not sign an MOU without every MOU I've signed for this organization has had him as my witness. He will bring his pen. I did that on the 21st. He was the other witness at home. I signed an MOU and they bought the MOU for signature. I said, "Where's Gopal?" And I didn't know he was unwell. I came out and I yelled at Gopal, "Where you come with your pen?" And then he came with his pen, he started across. I started signing and looked at his face. His eyes were falling off his sockets. They were really like that. And I saw that he's wearing his mask. I'm unwell, I've been like this for 6-7 days. So I held his hand. She was standing in the room. I said, "You're not sounding looking good, you're not feeling good. What's this?" I didn't want to go there to the hospital. I had an injection. I said, "No, it's not looking good. You have to go to the doctor." And then I said, I won't sign MOUs without you, you know. So let's sign it together. And I use this pen always to sign. I come with a pen because I don't have a pen. I don't carry any of my own stuff. I don't know. And always thought that I was doing something stupid. And I'm very naive. And somebody needed to take care of my stupidity. And he did. Like Stacey said, crores have passed through his hands. Money. Crores of money has gone over the 10-12 years he's been with us. Not a penny I would be worried about because he knows I won't misuse, if he won't misuse, the organization doesn't misuse. And the primarily came from him because he had the control of every penny in his house. And he was clear for all of us where we were. His slate was clean, so all of our slates were clean. He was meticulous with accounting and we learned it from him. Whatever money came had to be used. And we tried our best. Because he was around. Immense love, immense learning for all of us, and immense care. So thank you all for sharing Gopal with us. Thank you, the family. Tejo, we spoke a lot about you, so I know you're special. Whoever is special sitting here. Thank you all also for taking care of him, sending him all those messages. I'm sure he felt important. Which he knew he is, but everybody needs to hear. I could go on, but it's not fair if I didn't say these things. So thank you, Gopal, for the life. Thank you for sharing a good part of it. You left well. I think it was very, very beautiful to have gone walking. We don't wish it even on our enemies that they should lie sick and somebody should take care of them. Like my dad left. One day you're walking and the next day you're gone. But yes, like I was saying, I think he's been telling us about it for some time. I have missed it on my phone. That we don't talk much, but rarely does. During Corona, I think he said, you have to experience silence and then accept one. Means the silence is good. Learn to accept it and it will teach you more that you could learn when somebody is speaking. And like I said, that's what it is with life. It's a lot of silence now because there's no noise, nobody speaking, nobody calling on the phone. And like I said, that's one of my preparation journeys. So all of this was happening for a good 1 year now. I'm not sad that he's gone, but I'm sad that we will never have him with us. That's why I don't know if you understand it. Because I know he's in a place which he said would be always good. I think we're just fortunate that I've worked with the
Was as much as we would cherish all the memories we personally share with protecting all the memories which we share now, all the stories we share was something we would all be very close to our heart and cherish. And I have to say that as all of you kept speaking, just a few months back, I lost one of my best friends and I was devastated. It took a huge hit on my mental health. And there was one day there was so many people in this office who were still holding my hands, and there was this one day I was sitting in a corner and couldn't stop crying. And Gopalji came in almost for 5 minutes. He didn't speak a word, and he gave a very tight hug for me from the back and held me as I shivered in fear. And I told Gopalji that I don't know how to live now, Gopalji. I'm just like I don't understand life. And I think for all of us in office, whenever we had a loss, he didn't just teach people about life, he taught people how to respond to death. And even to me, it took me months to get over a small issue, but he was there and he constantly followed up. And this is my first job, and I don't think I'll ever feel comfortable leaving this space because of the culture he created, because of the honesty. Every person who comes here, you will not even be tempted to misspend a single penny because you look at the way Gobarji spends money. You won't be tempted to do something wrong with a single bill because even it's a cup of tea or accounted for and you're comfortable. And right from the way I dress to me coming to office on time to leaving and how we plan our holidays out. Like it wasn't his job, but he last a month back he told me that next 3 months are going to be busy. You should go home, take few days leave, go meet your parents and come back. He knew our calendars, he knew what each one of us was, and I think I would never be content with moving to a different organization because I know that in fourth day, even if Gopalji is no longer physically present, all that he has taught us, he has disciplined us, he has brought in the culture, he has all taught us how to live and how to work, and that is never going to change from fourth year. And for that reason, the fact that I will never find that in any other organization would be it just terrifies and scares. And even not knowing that like this morning most of us as we walked into the door we broke down because we don't walk into a door where Gobalji is not sitting. We don't walk into an office. Every time the office closed in this lockdown, you come back. It's not just any small entry. There was welcome cards on our table. There was flowers on the doors, and that is how much he cherished. And I thank all of you for sharing that experience, and I ultimately thank Gopalji for sharing this wonderful life. Not just was he was a man of great wisdom with all that he read and all that he spoke and all that he discussed. Even in his age, even in his wisdom, he always was open for discussions. You can go and say, Gopalji, you're wrong, this is what we think. And he was open to it. He would sit and he would discuss and he would talk. And he was even ready to change his opinions when he knew that we were right. And I just thank you, Gopalji, for being all of that. So if anyone else would like to share, we will share now and close with the word of prayer.
everyone. I will not be speaking in Malayalam. I hope English is fine. Yeah. Thank you for holding this in the first place. Memory meeting. I've never been for one, and it's ironical that I have to hear from my husband very first. So what am I down now? Okay. I am happy to know that he's touched into your lives, not just therapeutically, but in a very deep way. I don't think it's just your touching of each one's lives. I think from what I've gathered from what you've shared so far, some of you, it's for some of you it's been impactful. For some of you, it's probably been a major influence in certain areas making, and it also molding your characters in the sense not character as character, say personalities. I should use that word to be very correct. And probably you're probably going to carry on in one part with one in one part of you, he's going to be there forever. And that by itself is an honor to be calling him as my husband. I am very moved because most of us, almost every one of us in this world, I would say play different roles. Someone we daughters, someone a colleague, mothers, mother-in-laws, grandmothers, grandfathers. No offense to other gender, please. You just put in those words yourselves. And friends, all kinds of roles we play. And it is not humanly possible to play every role perfectly. We are all the same. But the people whose lives we touch or who touches our lives and impacts us, they are people that we will always carry with us throughout, right? So I'm really, really happy to know that. Unfortunately and ironically, me and Dinah have been friends for a long time, but when Dinah opened this office, I'm the only one who's never been here. Yes, Dinah, I'm so sorry, but I'm happy that I'm here finally to learn the impact or whatever role he's played here as one of your colleagues. Cici and Dinah have been very, very, I should say, they have filled up the void in his life in many ways by providing him the setup, giving him the authority to operate, trusting him completely, which he's worthy of, I should say, and honoring him with that responsibility and title and giving him an opportunity to exercise all that is desired probably he achieved in your organization. I would like to say that. The void that he probably felt was there in his previous job, the bank. Because one thing that came to everyone, including what he spoke, about the way he treated or spoke to people. They never discriminate. I don't either, but we don't need to know about that. I was just thinking, why does he do that? And the way he stood up for all of you, even though you didn't know it, you know what? He was through and through a union person. He disliked management. He didn't dislike you. He disliked management. So he told me when we got married, I would never go into management. If you're dreaming of having a husband who's going to go into managerial positions in a foreign bank, you forget about it. I've known him 33 years. So I'm sharing that aspect. It stayed with him. He always fought for people and for justice and people. He's not dead against management. He wanted to be the voice that would, carry the issues of people to the management level. That's probably one of the reasons. I was trying to think why everybody's saying this. So I'm sharing that straight away with you. I'm just thinking aloud. Another thing that came through from all of you who are speaking is his love of plants. Diana knows this. I'm crazy about plants. Yes? And I would tell, Anju was talking about her association with us, her mother, Sharadamma. I would tell her, this plant won't grow here, it's not happy, you shift it here. Next time she'll wait like a child when she sees the animals. Happy, you were so right, it's groovy here. And when you shared, right, about the plant. Were you talking about Musanda? Yes. The flowering Musanda. He called me up and said, இந்த பிளான்ட் ஒன்று இருக்குமே ஒன்று அது மாதிரி அது என்ன கலர்ல பூக்குமே அது என்ன பிளான்ட். And then I told him it's this again. I didn't know it was blooming here. Said he's going to buy it. And I told my plants. He's seen me doing it. He teased my daughter when I said I went on tours. 6-month-long tours for me. And 6 months home. So I would have someone water them. But I say, I'm gone. Would you please talk to the plants, tell them, because I told them, look, your mother's gone. My husband and daughter only know to give you water. They won't be doing anything, but you see they're alive. Okay, and then one day he saw her talking. Hey, Amma has told me to talk to the plants. So I think he picked it up from there. I would call them. You don't flower with that. Nursery guy told me in weeks, in 10 months, you're going to give flowers. So I'm glad that, he employed all that he wanted into it. You gave him the space, you gave him the opportunity, Diana and CC, and you gave him all of your trust and confidence. I'm not going into the sad aspects of having lost him. I just want to share some of the background things that, made him the man that he is in the past decade plus. Probably, I'm trying to think. The void that was there in his life that he had to fill at the time he gave to the organization. I'm very glad it turned out to be fruitful because he has obviously impacted a group of young people. I was not aware you were such a young team. I knew you were a young team, but not such a young team. And that impact is going to go great, right? Just a handful of people, I'm sure each one of you will impact another handful of your crowd. Yeah. Thanks so much. I don't want to go on and on. I just want to share those nicer moments. But before I go away, I'd like to say I've known him for 33 years and I've still discovered too many people. It's almost next to impossible to know someone, even if you live with them for 40, 50 years. I have seen couples who've not spoken to each other for 40 years. I've seen couples who've lived with each other for just 2 years and they knew pretty much everything. It's not what you say, but what you are to one another, and how we never both of us projected ourselves that way. We are just ourselves most of the time. So it's very difficult to take in some of the things. And about what they just said, is love for space, spirituality, the curiosity of the unknown. Yes, his shelves are lined with. He would say, "When I read this JK spirituality," I'd say, "When I'm ready to do it, I'll do it." And he gave us the space. He gave us that freedom to choose. And he would say, each one should be given the time and the space to flower themselves and not set the pace. So there was no pressure. It has been a nice journey. It's had lots of its ups, lots of its downs, and lots of ups too. And I hope he's at peace there finally. He's managed it. And you were saying, I hope he's discovered the place that he wants to be. I tell you one thing, if he hasn't, he'll still be at it until he does. That's one thing he never gives up. Thanks so much to all of you for sharing your beautiful memories. I didn't want it to be a sad ode to someone whom I knew for so many years. And for those of you who have been saying that he has personally taken care of you when you had downtimes, let me tell you, I met him in an organization as a volunteering twice a week for 45 hours, listening to the lonely, depressed, and suicidal. They were co-volunteers on different days of the week. And I used to see him only once a month during monthly meetings. And I didn't know I was going to marry this man. So that was a very different journey that started. That thing that gives you insights into people who are lonely or who want to just have a pat on the shoulder, or we want a shoulder to, lean on, or someone to hug, like he said, is something that people like us are trained to know. And that is one quality that was very attractive to me when we started our journey in the life together 30 years ago. Thanks so much to everyone here today. And thanks to each one of you. Tejas, you were very special. And all of you little ones, for me, you're still little ones, of course. Thank you so much for being in this life and giving you a part of yourselves to him and taking all kinds of orders, instructions, directives, everything from him. Very young team indeed. Thank you so much. Thank you. I know this never, I've never been to one. I think I was doing one. Ravi is the youngest brother of Gopal. Two sons. Gopal is the oldest. He has sisters, of course, but only two sons, and Ravi is the youngest. We call him Ravi.
Good afternoon to all of you. I'm not going to hop on the sad note because Gopal was full of life.
Yes.
To us, and we also saw him in the last 10 years, I've been traveling with him on so many fields, especially amongst the movies go for like him. We used to go for all the art movie films and all that. Last I spoke to him was when everybody went to like, that's when we were discussing about it when we went for a movie. After each and every movie, we used to go to the beach, sit down and discuss why this character was like this. So that's how he probably related with all of you as a human being. So many things. Time is not enough to talk about Gopal. What I would like to really tell about Gopal, a very, very fine human. Excellent guy, who likes to laugh at life and love life to the last minute. So none of you cry. Please be happy that you all met him and he gave his time to you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This morning we were discussing if we should have music here or not, and we were just telling if Gopalji was here, like probably as people walked in, there would have been Pink Floyd music playing, because he is someone who's even taught us what music to listen to, and we have danced with him.
Simon Garfunkel. You want to play anything for him today? You have to play Simon Garfunkel. You have every single song of theirs. You did? Yeah.
And let me hammer.
I have told my daughter that she should play Simon Garfunkel when I'm gone and learn the songs. So he loves Simon Garfunkel more than the Beatles.
He's like, yeah, like
Me to that.
just to sum up till the end of the day, he was a very happy man. All the years, every time we travel, we have danced together, we have jumped around together, we have fallen in hills together, and we have fought in open matches, we have done everything together, and it's just lots and lots of happiness which we shared with him. And we also have Tata with this, and he'll us. If you understand, we can slowly say a final word and say a word of prayer and close this.
Okay.
After everything I have heard here, the prayer which came to my mind was the Shanti Mantra, which we used to pray in schools. Om Sahanavavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahe, Tejasvinavitamastu, Mavit Vishavahe. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And that is what Gopalji was doing in the office, in his home here. And I just want to remind a few verses from the Bible, from the book of wisdom. In chapter 3, we read, the souls of the righteous are in the hand of God, and no torment shall touch them. They seemed, in the view of the foolish, to be dead, and their passing away was thought an affliction, and their going forth from us utter destruction. But they are in peace. നീതിമാന്മാരുടെ ആത്മാവ് ദൈവകരങ്ങളിലാണ്, ഒരു ഉപദ്രവവും അവരെ സ്പർശിക്കുകയില്ല. അവർ മരിച്ചതായി ഘോഷന്മാർ കരുതി അവരുടെ മരണം പീഡനമായും നമ്മിൽ നിന്നുള്ള വേർപാട് നാശമായും അവർ കണക്കാക്കി. അവരാകട്ടെ ശാന്തി അനുഭവിക്കും. Peace to the soul of dear Gopalji, and we hope and pray that once, for sure, we will meet him in eternity. Amen.
We'll sit for a couple of minutes and we'll like.
Will be there always. What she said was, he's always been a great father. I always wanted him to be with me. I said he would be. I love you. That's it. Settle. I actually wanted to read out something from his bank college.
The team had put together a small video. If we had access to Gopalji's phone, it had everything which has happened here. Like this one phone had like every single moment which has happened in this place. And we have backed it up probably in this laptop also. The other day, me and Gopal were looking at, there was so many GBs worth of photos and memories he stored and kept. So whatever little we had, we are trying to put together just as a sharing of the memories we had with him. once again, on behalf of Gopalji's family and on behalf of Forte Foundation, I thank all of you for coming together to share a beautiful life and to share beautiful memories of Gopalji. I'm sure we'll go back. And I'm sure, like, I told one thing we always remember Gopalji taught us to, like, stay happy even when we face with death. And I think that's something we would try as we walk out. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Gopalji, for all that you have been in our lives and for all that you have taught us. Thank you. We have kept some cards, so you can take the cards and we've made arrange some tea outside, so we can have some tea.
This is Gopalji's job. I am standing here on behalf of Gopalji and the man who gave us all the holidays, who declared all the holidays. I think it is right that we commemorate his joyful life with a holiday. Monday we will have a holiday in memory of Gopalji.